This is the Wildwood 42DL here at Wildwood RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Now, I don't know if that stands for 42 Dual Loft. I don't know if it means deluxe living. I do know it's definitely meaning delicious. This thing's awesome. It's got this sweet wraparound double loft and so many windows, it borderlines on the level of obscene. You can see everything from this thing. Doesn't matter if you're upstairs, the other upstairs, downstairs, the other downstairs. This thing is so cool. If what you're looking for is like, I want a big fifth wheel living space, I want to have plenty of sleeping space, but I don't want to have like a bunkhouse. I don't want to give up all my floor plan, or mostly it's just me or the two of us, and we might occasionally have some guests, whether it's adults, grandkids, friends, whatever. This is gonna get you there. Now, she's a big girl, 12,855 pounds, I think this one is. That's a little more than you're probably gonna want to be towing. Not to mention the fact it's 8.5 wide and 8.5 tall ceiling means it's a big, long, tall, awkward towing travel trailer. So let us take care of that for you. If you got a site you want one of these dropped, give us a call. We'll get you a delivery quote, put it right where you want it, whenever you want it. And the word of the day, kids, is windows. And I mean, it just keeps going. The window coverage on this is obscene. I think this is the most square footage of window coverage. I ran into the wall behind me. I was literally blinded by the light from the windows. It's just coming at us from everywhere. If you are a window aficionado, if you enjoy seeing your destination here in these beautiful states that are united, well, congratulations, my friends. Your search is over. And look at that extra large window on top of the extra large window back there, showing us the stars and stripes flying in the distance. That couldn't have worked out any better here. Now, this is a Grand Lodge, and some of the differences here compared to a conventional just lodge is that this is 8.5 foot wide. It's a wider body, and it's 8.5 foot tall. It's 6 inches wider, 6 inches taller, and you will see that they really start to church it up. They start to add those nice, I love those barn beam things, especially in this one, because that helps, I think, really help define the difference between the kitchen and the living room. You'll also see where this one starts to pick up more like fifth wheel type furniture, like that big plush theater seat right there that is used in a lot of the other bigger, fancier Forest River fifth wheels. Whereas a lodge is really just a giant Wildwood, and they're still using normal camper furniture. This one takes it up a notch. Now, this is really, the cool part about this is that if you're looking at it, it's just a fifth wheel layout. We've got the TV with that electric heating fireplace right there directly across from the cinema seating. We've got a rear wall sleeper sofa. It has the same living room, the same kitchen, the same footprint as a fifth wheel. But because it doesn't need to gooseneck up like a fifth wheel when we get to the front bed and bath area, that's what allows this one to have that double loft, that second story on the camper, if you will. Speaking of stories, my wife says the only thing I'm good for is telling stories, but that's probably what's translated into some of my success doing these silly camper videos. All of these windows, by the way, if you're just dude, it's hot, the sun's baking me, I'm getting fried, have roll down blackout shades, and you notice how they're fully boxed in. So if you want to make sure that light's not going to be blinding you, you can do that. You can do it on all of these windows over here. I love the little touches too, like that distressed worked. What is that called? That tabletop. Just the little bit of character that you're getting right there, The herringbone pattern in the floor, the sealed edge counters, the wood tones. This thing it's beautiful what they've done here. Now, we've got the Peekaboo Loft Nerf Battle Fort up top there. You can't, that's NURPH, by the way, so don't sue me, Nerf Company, please, thank you. You've got privacy curtains up there. I left one poking through to just kind of help you connect the visual. And as if this thing needed more natural ambient light, they stuff a skylight in the ceiling. It's just, at this point, I can only laugh because I I don't know if I've ever seen this much natural light and things floating through an RV. I didn't even bother turning on the lights in the slide. They didn't do any good. The windows were flooding everything so much. This thing is so much fun. But it's not all just fun and games here at Haylet RV. The kitchen storage space in this RV is no laughing matter. And I mean, are you seeing this? Even the kitchen storage is a laughing matter. The little, oh, look at that accent light. That's cool. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you want to sneak over to that refrigerator, get some of the leftovers, the good stuff. Like, have you guys ever noticed how things like chicken and noodles, beef and noodles, I swear, they're better after they marinate. I swear they're better as leftovers, like the flavor gets all the way through it. What am I talking about? Sorry, I got way off kilter. I'm having a blast. This thing is so much fun. Good gravy. Drawer space. Just big drawers. Big cabinet space. Everywhere. Dedicated pantry. There's 2 or 3 places in this one you could put that wastebasket. They ship it in the dedicated pantry here. Oh, neat idea too. Here's a little, kind of camping hack for you. Get some of those, stick-on broom hangers. You can keep, a handy broom or tall stuff right there. And because the pantry's not full depth, they did that on purpose. They don't got to go armpit deep to get up here into all the pantry storage. But because we have these 7-foot tall slide outs in the main deck here, you have room for all that extra big time storage up top. And that is a full wall backsplash around that kind of kitchen peekaboo viewing window there. Big residential size microwave. And this is I remember when Montana first did this, people lost their minds. And here you're getting it in a Wildwood for 30 grand less than a full Montana. That's a winner. The full sealed burner stovetop system here, and an actual oven that's big enough you can actually cook in it. Now this is a type of camper that is made for basically just being left parked at a destination. So this is one of the times that I really do think a residential fridge is a good option, the smart application for this style of camping. And that's good because, they're standard here. I don't really have a whole lot of say in the matter. The good news is I do happen to agree. You might notice too, a little cabinetry upgrade here compared to most of the Wildwoods where you've got the nicer hidden hinge cabinets. Everything up this kicks up a notch effectively. Big time coffee maker bar over here. That is way bigger than you need for a Keurig machine, or if you need to walk in and set down some groceries. Plus, any little place they could. They opened this thing up for storage. But it occurs to me, you haven't seen what's going on, as the 4 non-blondes would say, under the island. And by the way, I'm sorry, if I've been shouting, have I been shouting at the camera? If I've been overloading the microphone, this thing's fun. This one's got me all jazzed up over here. We haven't even got to, frankly, the really neat part, although, I don't know, those windows in the back, those things are so cool. Oh, from here, we have another of my favorite things on an RV. Not just the sliding patio door. Plenty of campers have that, but those big, vertical, I always grew up calling them Venetian blinds. I don't know if that's the word. Is that the word for it? These kind of vertical blinds, which, by the way, they're just all bundled up for shipping. This thing is fresh off the apple cart right now, Johnny. But it gives us, more glass coverage on the RV. And they even made this stuff open for airflow. They've got them all framed out. They dressed and pressed this thing to beat the band. And right across from the entry door, easy come and go so you don't got to track dirt through the whole camper, is the bathroom. And once again, they have some beautiful touches in here. I love that lightsaber, that Ashoka Tano white beam lightsaber going on above that mega mirror right there. Mega mirror. By the way, if you don't know who Ashoka Tano is, we can still be friends. It just means that I'm an absolute nerd. And how cool are these little slats placed down here to put some extra toilet paper, little things like that. Oh, that's the carpet square where I was wiping my feet off, by the way. I guess in a way it kind of simulates the part of a little floor mat when you walk out of the shower there. Sealed edge counters all the way through, and all that counter space. That's a big sink, by the way. Let me get my hand in here to give you some scope and scale. Big adult size sink. Set of outlets. I mean, all over the place. So it doesn't matter if you're left, right-handed, whatevs. Shower time. There is plenty of headroom in this shower, which is something I really appreciated. Because when the shower's under the loft like that, I was really like, how are we going to do this, guys? A little spot over there if you need to sit to bathe, whatnot. You've got handy linen space over here in this corner, like a nice fifth wheel size linen cabinet. And one of the questions you're probably having is, okay, if I'm taking a steamy shower, how do I get the steam out of here? And that is where this little switch comes into play. If you listen, you can hear there's obviously a fan. When I'm not jack-jawing anyway. It's actually located right above me here. It just doesn't look like a traditional RV fan, but basically it's sort of like a chimney. It's just like a chute that goes up to the ceiling. And this does have a power vent open and close switch on it right there. So, I like to take really hot, steamy showers. I like to stay in a shower sometimes, just sit there and just, well, I'm going to sneeze. Banana. Okay. But I realize you just got a little glimpse into my life. That works, by the way. Don't judge me. I swear. Next time you're going to sneeze, put your hand under your nose and say banana. But say banana as fast as you can. And it's like 99% voodoo effective. I don't claim to understand the science behind it. I just know it works. And, enough about my banana voodoo magic. By the way, even the porcelain foot flush stool here, even the toilet hardware is upgraded when we are in one of these destination models, the Grand Lodge specifically. So we got the living room, the sliding door, the bathroom on the right, just to give you a reference point. Just, again, epic monster viewing window. And this is right down the stairs. If you're coming from, I don't know, the second story of this camper. Down here, more fifth wheel features. Central vacuum with electric tow, kick dustpan job here. Now you might notice there's some debris, particulate on the floor. You might notice it is not the best of weather outside. I don't want to lose a toe and take my boots off when I come in here. I do my best to keep them cleaned off. I do respect the fact that someone could be living in this thing. But I also, again, want to have my 10 toes when I go home tonight. The thing is, we clean every RV at no additional charge to you before you take it home when you buy from Haylett RV. Now check this out. The upstairs here, man. So this whole section is like a bonus loft. And I love those slats everywhere. So it's safe, so the kids can't roll out of bed, first of all, or me. I'm not saying I've ever flopped out of bed. I'm just saying I've flopped out of bed. Whatever. Don't judge me. Big, thick mattresses up here, too. And it wouldn't be hard if you wanted to take a little foam topper up here and wrap it around that thing. You could do that, too. Another thing that's really cool is you've got yourself a little lights out, kids, kind of switch up here for, when it is. Now, again, we've got dual privacy curtains. If you need to totally close this off, that's an easy thing to do. Is the double loft. Check this out. This has 3, basically full-size beds upstairs. My brother, my sister, with their 3 boys. This would be so perfect for them. They've got one older son. They've got a pair of twins. They'd have the 1 bedroom for the big guy. They'd have this for the 2 twins. They would kill for an arrangement like this. I mean, not literally. We're not a murderous family by any means. Now, just to show you, this isn't just for kids. I'm a big dude. I'm down to 190 right now in terms of weight. I'm getting there, slow but sure. I'm happy about that. And I'm about 6'2", 6'3", depending on the shoes I'm wearing, whatever. I got plenty of room in here. If I wanted to take a look at the TV hookups across from me, I'm not. If I sit up at night, I'm not going to immediately smash my head against the ceiling. This is good for more than just kids. There's a lot of real handy things to it, kind of like all the stuff that's going on over here beside me. You have this cool little middle divider. Of course, there's some storage in it, and even this is a sealed edge kind of thing. So if the kiddos have a little drink on it and it sweats at night, it's not going to be damaging anything. But you got power outlets, household and USBs on both sides of this. This is a symmetrical bedding arrangement, basically. So you got the same thing over there. Cross breeze windows, household outlets all over the place. I mean, if you want to, you can basically have a direct blast from the air conditioner, although obviously we have centralized air vents up here as well. I mentioned previously there's the TV hookups over there. You might be going, okay, so what's in that? A little bit of storage? How's about a bit of storage? That is a huge chunk of space. So if you need to pack a whole bunch of stuff up for the kids, or again, if you have big adult guests, if you're going to be staying here a long time, if you just use this, you don't even have to use this as a sleeping attic. If you want to use this, I screwed myself up. I was going to say a sleeping loft, or you could use it as a storage attic. But already, you know what? I give up. I don't care. Let's go back down to the bedroom. I quit. And this bedroom here is located down below the mega bunk kind of arrangement right there, or attic as I was going to call it, and screwed myself up. And just like the living room and everything else, it is so slathered with windows, it just ain't even funny. What I want to address real quick though are those steps right there. You actually step down into the master bedroom. It has a drop frame front, kind of like a fifth wheel, but that's what gives us the 6.5 foot head clearance in here, so somebody like me doesn't have to duck in the bedroom. And I want to just give you an idea. Again, the views, the visibility that you have here. I wasn't joking. This RV is fresh off the delivery truck. Technically speaking, I guess not even off the delivery truck. And when we go outside, you'll see these are all tinted windows. But just to help us get through here, because we're facing directly at the sun, I'm going to close those night shades so you can see her in privacy mode. So, now that we can actually kind of see a contrast of things here, you see just a giant dresser, more sealed edge counter space all over the place. I'll always be as transparent as I can, guys. The storage under that shelving, it's not super deep. It's a weird space. And I'd really be, especially anyone who owns one of these, if you could please leave us all some comments, like how did you utilize that storage space and what did you put in there? I'd really appreciate some feedback. And for everybody else, I hope you really appreciate the fact that if I see something a little wonky, suspect, whatever, I point it out. Even on a brand new RV here at Haylet RV, we pride ourselves in always being decent, fair, and transparent, and giving you the best information that we possibly can. And, you know, sometimes you need to know maybe a couple points of consideration or points of caution before you make a big purchase. Pardon me real quick, had to close those drawers there. What we're looking at here is the standard, by the way, 60 by 80 queen bed. There is a king option. You can get king in here. It gets really bossy in this room, though. You really lose a lot of your walk-around space. You'll keep the outlets in the headboard, but look at the side stands, the outlets, the USB plugs on both sides. Those things are absolutely awesome. Another option that we're looking at here today, though, and it is expressed on this RV, is the washer-dryer prep in that closet. And this is another reason I left a queen bed in this one. There was some method to my madness. If you flip the bed up, you get more space to open the door, but it is always somewhat kind of kissing the bed frame over here, and you can't open it even this much if the bed is in the down position. With the king bed, it's even more exaggerated and it's even more restricted. So I think if you want a king bed, you may want to not go with a washer-dryer option. If you want the washer-dryer prep, a queen bed seems to make the most sense. You could do washer-dryer prep and a king bed. Nothing says you can't do those. I'm simply expressing, again, a little bit of caution and points of consideration that I noticed while seeing this RV in person that maybe on camera or by just reading a brochure is not always as obvious. It's that extra information we give you here at Haylet RV and show you around like all this storage space. That, I think, is really what helps separates us from so many places. If you appreciate that kind of stuff, do me a favor, show me the appreciation by hitting the subscribe button on the video and saying, in a way, hey, thanks, Haylets, for looking out for me a little bit, you know? Something you'll always enjoy, though. This is going to be the biggest chunk of your closet space. Now, again, this will have always, in a sense, two closets. If you don't get the washer-dryer option, you still get a closet space over here. But the washer-dryer option does make it stick out a little bit, like you're seeing. It sticks out further past the rest of the closet space. So, you know, hanging rack up top, not to mention a couple big dresser drawers down below. Like, as if windows, storage, this thing's got it licked, buddy. Now, I really like to take the extra time and effort to close the slides here to really show you around. And normally, I call it travel mode. But in the case of a destination trailer, I think it is still nice. I call it storage mode instead. If the slide is closed, you know, if you get here, let's say you've been driving all day, you get here late at night, can I still get to the beds? Can I do stuff like that? And the answer is yes. You can get up here to that really sweet wraparound double Nerf Battle Fort loft. We're walking past the bathroom right now, and if you really, really need to, you can get up here to some of the kitchen. Maybe you could throw a hot pocket in the microwave, but you're not going to be able to get to the refrigerator because that's not really what this one is made for. This is definitely made for having it somewhere, having it left parked open, and to be utilized in that fashion. Not so much for travel accessibility, but how nuts. Even with all the slides closed, all these windows, it still looks cool back here. Man, let's hear it for the boys. Let's give them a hand for all the glass in this thing. It is full of glass and full of class. Just windows on top of windows on top of windows through the whole thing. Amazing views and visibility out of this one. Now I want to address real quick a couple of the things, like some of the benefits of going with a destination park type trailer like this versus a fifth wheel. A big fifth wheel is going to have a big, heavy, expensive automatic leveling system and super duper suspension that this RV doesn't need because it's not really going to be towed. It's mostly going to be parked in one place. Similarly, it doesn't have those fancy, expensive, like flip-up foldy steps that some things do, like those MORryde stable steps. Because an RV like this, people will tend to build, some people will use those, sure, but some people will like have their own set of steps built. Some people will build a deck onto this, and speaking of that, notice how high the awning is mounted, so that if you do mount a deck beside this camper, it's not going to be you're not going to hit your head on it constantly. If you stand up too fast, you're not going to break your neck on the canvas of the awning. As we work our way around here, again, a couple of differences on the Grand Lodge versus the Just Lodge that we also have here at Haylett RV. Like the fact that this is a full 8.5 wide. That is a difference you can immediately see and feel on the inside of the RV. This has Wildwood's enclosed heated accessibility with those sectionalized drop panels. And if you look at the top corners of the slide outs, you see she is slide awning ready. But there's this big door right here. And you might be going, what is in there? This is something you just don't typically find in a normal travel trailer or fifth wheel. This is a 20-gallon, basically like residential style water heater. So, you know, people who use these, again, they tend to use these for more living extended stay purposes, summertime kind of RVing, and having that extra back-to-back, hot shower capacity, be able to, do dishes with hot water and take a shower at the same time. That's the convenience something like this has. But that's a feature you don't tend to find in a more commonly towable RV because they don't have the space to allow for it like Wildwood does here on a Grand Lodge. I think I tapped the power button earlier there, but I think you also get what I mean. And again, I know I've talked about it a ton, but that's a major point on this RV, is just all of the windows. I love that it was so big. They took the biggest rear window from a fifth wheel that Forest River had to offer and realized it still wasn't big enough. So they took another big rear window out of a fifth wheel and put that on top of it. It's incredible all the coverage this one has. And how cool is it that viewing that effect, that feel when you're inside, it is just, it's beyond anything you can normally get in like a travel trailer, that's for sure. So what do you think about this one, guys? This thing is fun, isn't it? If you think so, hit the like button on that video, leave me a couple comments, let me know what you like about it, and if you appreciate the information that we give you here at our family-owned and operated facility, click that subscribe button up there, follow along, support our family-owned business, and we would love the opportunity to work with you when you're ready. And if you have any questions, anything I haven't covered, if a couple concerns, something you'd like to see different, leave us a note on that too, and we sure would appreciate the opportunity to work with you when you're ready. And it doesn't matter where you live, guys. They're on wheels, we can get them there. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.